So The Batman, that was a pretty good movie, huh?
Oh, this guy's hilarious.
No, but in all seriousness, The Batman is a masterclass in filmmaking through and through. From the script to the screen, the latest live-action adventure for the Cape Crusader couldn't have been any more perfect. Matt Reeves' beautiful, disgusting, grimy Gotham City that is the backdrop to Robert Pattinson's Kurt Cobain-esque Batman is probably the best pairing from a comic book movie since Jon Favreau and Robert Downey Jr. for Iron Man. Not just Rob and Matt, but everyone in front of and behind the camera brought their A-game in creating this fantastic start of a new phase of Batman. If you could find a word to describe this movie, I bet you would come up with hundreds. Great, grimy, breathtaking, masterpiece, cinema, trash. But to me, a different word comes to mind. A word that not only describes this movie, but is also the drive behind everything that happens. It is the linchpin of the whole movie. How each character interprets this word is the entire movie. That word is renewal.
$183. You know why communism failed, right? Austerity.
The renewal fund created by Thomas Wayne was supposed to be used in order to give support to programs that were created to help the poor, reduce crime, and in general, make Gotham a more appealing place to live. After the death of the Waynes, the fund was broken up and shopped around by men like Falcone and Maroni, who used it in order to bribe those in positions of power in order to control Gotham, with Falcone later controlling everything. To someone like Falcone, renewal means an opportunity to control Gotham, to run a whole city underneath the surface. He's got everyone in his pocket, from the police to the DA, even the mayor, and for a time Thomas Wayne, the golden child of Gotham. Falcone got to play God and lord over the streets of Gotham, using everything he could with the renewal fund to sit on the gigantic throne that is Gotham City, crushing those who are beneath him, even his own men. He's heartless, cold, filth in its purest form. He's turned Gotham into something that barely resembles a city, more like a prison for those less fortunate, while he climbed the ladder. At least until...
Spray paint your ass!
Selina is almost like Bruce in a way, coming from royalty, if you could call Falcone royalty. Unlike Bruce Wayne, she actually lived in the streets of Gotham, far below Wayne Tower. She's seen how broken Gotham is firsthand, coming face to face with those that are supposed to represent justice, partake in injustice for the sake of keeping control. When her only friend gets kidnapped and killed, it's no wonder Selina wants to leave town after Falcone dies. Why would she stay? Gotham is controlled by these rich white assholes who would rather line their own pockets than lend out a hand. Serial killers and a guy who dresses up as a bat is just something that comes with the territory. No reason to really dwell on it or try to fix it. To Selina, renewal is a lie. Gotham can't be renewed into something better. No matter what happens, the city can't change. Everyone has it coming. And it's better to leave town and take down another asshole rich guy type than to try and save this city. She's not alone either. Other people have lost faith in Gotham, ever changing, ever improving. Some, like Selina, leave. Some just don't even bother trying and get swept up in the decay. And others, a select few, take it to the extreme. Two people in particular, but one of them goes a little over the line. They don't just think renewal is a lie, they think it's something more. Something destructive. Edward Nashton is truly a victim of Gotham's corruption, the failure of the promises of the renewal fund. Born an orphan, he was subjected to the worst parts of our world, watching those he grew up around die at a young age, become dropheads and criminals, growing up without anyone caring to remember their names or even acknowledge them. It sends those affected into a spiral. Why? Why them? Why does Bruce Wayne, who is also an orphan, get to live in luxury and wealth while Edward has to suffer with everyone else? He finds his answer in renewal. He sees that renewal is a lie, like Selina, and he also sees renewal as an opportunity, like Falcone. But Edward goes one step more. He sees it as destruction. Renewal can change Gotham. It just won't do it with money and support and well wishes. The whole thing needs to be turned asunder. Donning the Riddler persona and flooding the streets is the child after all these years finally lashing out, all this abuse and rage coming to the surface. Gotham can't change, even when promises of hope present themselves. All those politicians and those in power ever do is give empty promises in order to get votes. True renewal is through destruction. To bring down the city to its knees, wiping the whole slate clean. Everyone has a point in some way. There's no right or wrong answer, it's all just gray. But I think Batman represents what renewal should be. At the start of the movie, the last thing on Bruce's mind is renewal. He stalks the streets at night, striking fear into the criminals he brutalizes, spreading word that vengeance has come for them.
I'm vengeance.
This is the first time we ever see Robert Pattinson's Batman on screen, and he just pummels into someone. It's brutal. It's not fun. It's not heroic either. He has this naive view that by punching the shit out of crime, it'll eventually go away. But it doesn't. He says it himself. Crime has gone up. The Gotham Project is failing 2 years into it. Bruce has given up attempting to have a normal life as billionaire Bruce Wayne and fully dived deep into the Batman persona, and it's not working. As he investigates the Riddler murders, and through meeting Selina, he starts to understand how narrow his view on justice was. He realizes that the people he strikes fear into are in actuality a symptom of the larger disease. His vengeance has inspired those like Edward to put on a mask and wreak havoc on the streets. He realizes that renewal has been used for control, has been a lie, and has inspired destruction. He also comes to the conclusion that it can be more. At the end of the movie, renewal to Bruce means a chance at something new, something better. Renewal can be hope. It can give hope to the people of Gotham, to everyone in pain. It can be a signal, a warning, or a helping hand. A way of saying everything's going to be alright. We just have to believe.